Today is the day podcast. People, what is happening with me, Danny Malloy, and Jack Gray? Jack, how are we, sir?
I'm all good. I love the way we start our podcast off with the exact same thing. Always the exact same thing. But yes, I am all good in the hood. I've just been for a nice, lovely breakfast and a nice, fresh walk. What about yourself, sir? How is your beautiful Sunday morning going?
my Sunday morning, it's been pretty chill so far, to be honest with you. I haven't really done a whole lot at the moment, but after this podcast, I have a shit ton of work to do. So we'll start working on it then. Where were you? You were out for a dander with your clients, weren't you?
Yeah, we went to Moira for a wee walk around the park and then went for, I don't know what you call the place, went for breakfast after. So it was good, good. Good wee way to start the morning, I suppose.
Happy days. What did you get for breakfast? Are you still adhering to your calories and macros
Sorry,
for
I am.
75 hard?
Hearing it. I tell you what, I was struggling this week yesterday with chocolate. One day for my dad's birthday, obviously. So,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get this. I couldn't get the hot chocolate fudge cake. It was the first time in my whole life. Well, not my whole life. I always get hot chocolate fudge cake after thing, but I couldn't get it because of chocolate. So sitting there like, for fuck's sake. So, what can you do?
You can't beat a hot chocolate fudge cake. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I didn't cut out chocolate, mate. To be honest, you know what I mean? I want to be disciplined, not fucking mad. You know what I mean?
So good. For anyone watching this right now, if you go out to a restaurant and you get the shirt, if you don't get hot chocolate fudge cake, you are what's the word?
There's something lacking. There's something lacking in your
there's
head.
something lacking, like, and that's going to clip because it's true. Like,
But yeah, Jack, obviously, both of us are currently. Last week, I wasn't in the midst of 75 hard. This week, both of us, you're 2 weeks in, I'm 1 week in. What's the crack with it? How's it going?
how's it going? Shit.
Oh, how come?
Indoor and outdoor. I have to go to I go to boxing and then you go to the gym and then you have to fucking go for a walk. You're like, man, fuck's sake, you know, that kind of thing.
Nah, I completely agree with you. To be fair on that, there. To be fair, when you have other like things like stuff that does take up a massive proportion of your time, it is a bit. It's definitely not. What's the word I'm looking for? Convenient. To
Yeah.
having to do 2 45-minute workouts a day, like.
No, it's not that I'm annoyed about. Like, as fuck, I'd love them to two workers. That's grand. It's easy for me, kind of thing. But it's more the fact it has to be indoor and outdoor. Like, 'cause I'm already doing twice.
Yeah, that
Like, oh fuck. Right?
yeah that's what I also mean as well. Sorry, yeah, definitely, because obviously there's training in the gym and there's training later on. Then you have to do an outdoor one as well. It does make it a lot very difficult. So
The
do you
day,
reckon that go ahead?
the days when it's football, but it's easy. Like, you know, it's a free one. Like.
Yeah, I true. It literally counts as your 45 minute. So is that kind of the thing you've been finding the hardest with it?
Um, I think so. I don't really think much things have been hard. Water sometimes can be a bit, when it comes to
Remembering to drink.
remembering to drink. I'd say more. That's more Friday would be hard for getting water for me. Not during the week, like Monday to
Well,
Thursday. Guys.
how come Friday? What's on Friday? What makes it
Friday, I
difficult?
can do Brandon, so I go get Brandon and come back to my house. Things. Then if I don't drink one a whole time because I forget about it. Right?
Mm, I
And then
get you.
go to boxing, then you drink water after boxing. You're like, oh fuck, I've still a wee bit left. But it's not that hard to be fair. It's more the cheat meals, like, and the calories. I found. I don't think I found it hard yet, but I think it's because I'm maintenance really. Like,
Mm.
I'm not eating more, I'm not eating less. So it's not really like a challenge as such. So maybe I should, give myself a go on cutting or like give myself a go on a wee bulk without pounds. By bulk, mate, I'd fucking annoying. I don't know. Hard.
Yeah, that's kind of the same with me. Like the cheat meals isn't really an issue for me because like I'm kind of just trying to hit like certain amount of calories and a certain amount of protein a day is kind of the main thing I'm focusing on. So I don't really need cheat meals in the sense as long as I hit my protein and my calories, I'm grand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're the main things to be honest anyway. Right.
I think
What you're 1 week in now, Danny, so what have you struggled with the most, do you feel like?
know what the hardest part has been, Jack. Honestly, how sore my feet are and the chub rub between my legs, mate, from running. Jesus, I literally like it's so uncomfortable, mate. But this week, I'm gonna invest in a decent pair of running shoes and also start wearing different shorts or trousers when I'm running because the chub rub is unbearable, mate. It's so sore, but I can sort it out. I know it's an easy fix.
I've got a question for you, right?
Go for it.
There is a marathon coming up in I think it's 5 months' time or so. Belfast City Marathon. Would you do it?
Would I do it? Would I do it? I need to see, to be fair, because what month is it?
I think it's May. I think
May.
4 months.
May. I don't know, to be fair, because that's kind of bang in the middle of my exam, so I don't think it'll be worth me doing it, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't want to commit to half-ass kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Why are you looking to do it?
I'm still in the same situation when it comes to picking between football, boxing, and marathon. I say if I had to pick one, I'd pick an MMA, not even a part of them, but it's just traveling. Not always Mars getting down and back and all the rest. So, and with boxing, the only thing is, I've only sparred twice. I mean, boxing for like near 2-3 months. So it's like, how you get better at boxing if you're not actually boxing? It's like how you get better at football if you're not actually playing matches. That kind of thing. So it's a bit frustrating, if you get me. Like, you're just going to train and you're getting something from it, but you're not like get the actual, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you, but obviously one of the most important parts, sorry, is laying the foundation. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, like, we all kind of went through that period of time where we weren't sparred as much when we were boxing and stuff when we were younger, but like, you do get the point where you do spar all the time because you've laid the foundations correctly.
Yeah, I would agree, but recently, like, there's not even just me, it's no one in the club really's been sparring as much because there hasn't been like two people there and they can't do it with two people. And when they are doing it, it's only the kids really getting to do it. You're like, get me in.
Yeah. Sure, mate, fly over to Liverpool, mate, and I'll spar you every single day, lad.
Don't be doing that, then I'll just fucking knock you out every day, mate.
Dead on, mate, lad, you'll get wrapped up.
I can't even backside, but here, I'd be better at MMA than would be boxing. I'm not even done anything.
Fair enough. Here, none have actually found it with 75 hard. It's class. Obviously, you're training every single day. One has to be said. Trying like different types of workouts I've found is really enjoyable. Like, so last night it was kind of, I've never done it before. It was like experimenting with no like kettlebells, all the kettlebells workouts.
Yeah.
They're actually sick, lad. I think they're so underrated. There's some dude from Liverpool, and I seen you followed him actually. What's his name? Shred Fast or something.
Oh, he's a beast, yeah.
Yeah, and he does all the kettlebells and stuff. And it was like, here, I'd actually love to give that a bash. And I was listening to like Joe Rogan talking about some boy, I don't know who it was, to be honest. He's like over 50, and he like still trains kettlebells, and he's like in insane shape over 50. And you're like, here, I'll give it a bash. So I was playing about with them yesterday, just like trying to like see what the crack them is. And here, mate, they're actually hectic, to be fair, when you actually put a session them with them. Like,
do you know what's good about them, right? You can progressively overload them, or if you're going for a different type of training, you can do more like low volume, high reps. You can also learn new techniques that you've never learned before. You can also just, there's so much things to do with just that one thing. Like, there's so much paths you can go on with just kettlebells, if you know what I mean. Like, you can just learn how to do new exercises you don't know how to do, stuff like that. And then, or you can go for like the building muscle, or you can go, there's so many different avenues of like things you can get with kettlebells, which I think is sick.
yeah, I think the massive benefit of them as well is like, obviously they're like compound movements, they're free weights, you know what I mean? So you're not just using one muscle group when you're training with them. Like, you're using small muscle groups that you wouldn't use in like functional strength training, like say like bench press and like all like the traditional ones. And I think like you do exercises that are meant to work your legs, but the like the proper worker abs and your obliques at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what was the one I was doing? It was like lunges and squats with like one kettlebell on each side. So like your body's pure tensing your whole core to like keep the weight stabilized, but it's also working your legs at the same time. And it's like some of the hardest like movements, like not movements, I would say, it wouldn't be the word movements, wouldn't be the word, it'd be more like
Just different.
like exercise. Yeah, different exercise that I've ever done. It was class. It was like my abs were fried after, and I wasn't even like specifically working on my abs during the kettlebell session. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's sick. I like doing new stuff I've never done before. Like, for me, I don't do kettlebells at all. I don't think at all. So I think I'd enjoy something like that because it's different. You're like, oh, it's something new, something you've never done before. It's like me going to boxing and something I've done before, I'm like, oh, imagine, me sparring, oh, it's different, you know what I mean? So you enjoy it more because you're not good at it yet, or like you're not as good, I feel like.
Yeah, 100%. Just going off what you said there, I'm one of them people who, like, if I see someone someone doing something, um, that I don't know how to do or can't do, I really, really want to know how to do it just to be able to do it. Like an example would be like, obviously, like, I know how to ski. Like I was out visiting my brother like just before Christmas there, and he skis and snowboards, but he's class at snowboarding, and it pisses me off that he knows how to snowboard and I don't know how to snowboard. I'm like, oh, I just want to sacrifice a week, lad, just to learn how to snowboard. I hate not being able to know, like, not being able to do certain things.
I think most men are like that. I think most men,
Yeah,
it's not even the thought that you can't do it, it's the thought of a challenge. And you know, if you can get past that challenge, you can do it. If you get me, it's the thought of
yeah,
knowing there's a challenge that you can take on and get past the challenge. Tonight, it's like in ice baths. It's a challenge. It's like we don't enjoy being in the ice bath. We don't enjoy getting into it either. Like, but you enjoy the challenge of actually, if I do that, then I'm gonna feel good afterwards, obviously. But then you're also gonna be like, oh, you've done something that you didn't, you found that you thought was hard. If you get me.
yeah. It's also furthered though by like, do you ever get when you look at something like, even just you taking your example there as ice baths, like you look at it when you see some of like videos of people doing it, you're like, oh, that's so easy, that's so easy. I could do that no sweat. But once you get an ice bath, you realize like, fuck here, this actually is pretty hard. You know what I mean? Like your mind always oversimplifies stuff when you actually go to do it. Like you're a complete novice, and I think it's like it's mad how much like you see it. Like I'm trying to think of an example would be like there's so much people who think that they would be decent enough and handy enough in a fight. Then you see them go to train fighting for the first time, and they're beginners. Do you know what I mean? Like they're complete beginners. You're like, I think. Do you know? Do you get what the point I'm trying to make here? I don't know how to put it exactly in the words.
No, I get your point. Like people think, it's one or the other. They think they're already lethal at something, but they haven't even done it before, or they think they're shit at something, but haven't even given it a go. So how they know if they're bad at it? I know what kind of point of view you're coming from there.
That's why I think it's so important to go into things that you've never done before, and even if you have done them before and not at a high level, go in as a complete beginner, because like it's when you learn the most. Like you have to be honest with yourself and be like, I know absolutely nothing about this sport or this activity, whatever it may be.
The,
All I can do is learn. Like I can't. Like, it's like ego defensiveness. Do you know what I mean?
the more you do, the more you learn that you don't know nothing. Like
Yeah,
the more you do and anything you do, the more you know nothing. It's crazy. There's always
literally.
something else that you learn this thing, you're like, oh, lethal, I'm a master now. Oh fuck, there's always something else you need to learn and something else I don't know. So the more you do, the more you realise, oh, I need to learn. There's always more to it. You know what I mean?
That's literally it. Who was talking about that? There was someone talking about that
Alex
recently. Is
Alex Hermoso was talking about that. That's why I get it from him.
yeah,
The more he done, the more as Warren Buffett I think said, but he had talked about. It was like the more he learned, the more he realized he knew nothing, or something like that.
yeah. It's literally so true. There was like when you look at something from like the outside point of view, you'd be like, right, I'm sure I have a wee bit of knowledge about this, like whatever subject it may be. Then the more you start learning about that subject, you're like, here, I actually don't know nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, and even the people who are at the highest level of the subject, they're still like, oh, I still have so much more to learn. And a perfect like metaphor, not metaphor, but like example of it would be like fighting. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't like personally. I wouldn't say I'm a complete beginner, but I just know that there's people out there who have a knowledge nowhere like that's 100 times as much as I know. Do you know what I mean?
100%, yeah. And there's always like something else that what you're trying to learn. Like, so, for example, fighting. You know, as you know how to fight. Then once you learn how to fight, then there's always something like, oh, what way do I need to like communicate with the person to get him, to fight responsibly or fight that way that you want them to, stuff like mind games, stuff like that. It's always like an extra stuff. Or like, for example, me, for example, person training, if I know how to PT someone, I need to learn how to not just all the knowledge. I need to know how to communicate with a customer. I need to know how to sell. I need to, there's always wee things that I'm like, how did I do that? So
Yeah,
you're always just constantly, constantly
yeah.
evolving.
The fitness industry is like another great example of it. Like it's like every year or every two, like obviously there's the basics that always work, like calorie deficits and calorie surpluses. But like every year there's something like, and every month, even every week, there's something new that comes out, which people don't know. Do you know what I mean? And you're like there's always still so much to learn. Like we haven't
Yeah.
learned everything.
You know what's good about everything now? I'm just PT now. I'm just losing weight and stuff. there's always the basics are, in my opinion, always the best in anything. In it. For example,
100%.
weight loss. You said there carry deficit surplus. So lose weight, carry deficit, build muscle surplus. Want to maintain weight maintenance, or for example, weight management, like I don't know, making money. I don't know. There's counting your money up. You're always going to count your money up or something. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. Basically, there's always
I get what
basics
you're
are
trying to say.
important. Like,
Yeah, 100%. Like I get that's what I'm trying to get from what you're saying. Like you always see like these new ways to make money coming out, like like cryptocurrency, whatever it may be. What do you call that? Digital art. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm on about. You
yeah,
know
no,
what I'm on about.
yeah, they're
Like the digital art stuff. The name will come back to me. Blockchains and all this ways to make money, but like sticking to the basics sometimes is the best. Obviously, it's a bit slower because it's oversaturated. But like brick and mortar investments always safer than some volatile cryptocurrency that was made in the last 2 years. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Basics are always key. The fundamentals, whatever I want to call it. Like it's like boxing. The basics are a jab and a 1-2. If you can't do that there, you can't do. There's no point trying to learn everything else if you can't do the basic of that. Just stuff like that. Same with football. If you don't know how to pass a ball, then or you don't know a way to pass the ball, then how you meant to be able to shoot and score? You just know the basics.
Exactly. But back to what we were talking about before. Um, I was talking about my sore feet from running. You run a good bit, Jack, don't you?
Not recently, but I do run. I don't run football, obviously, but just specifically just running. I would do it the odd time. Yeah, I would do it the odd time.
Yeah.
I
So yeah, go
I
ahead.
think I think I'm actually really genetically gifted. Like when it comes to running, I'm really like, see where I consistently run for a while, I get really good at running. I don't think if I ever talked. I don't know if you know this story actually. I used to when I say I used to run, I got picked to go to an event in Antrim Forum. It was a running event. 800-meter sprint was always my go-to. I was always long distance. Well, I'm good at short distance, don't wrong as well, but long distance was always my go-to. And you had to get in the top 3 to qualify, and there was 50 people roughly, or around 50 people, 50 to 30 people on the track. And the first race, I was first for a full lap and a half. Right? Came to the last bit with a sprint, so I'm sitting there half a lap ahead. Because I had no knowledge within the sport, I'd already wasted all my energy as it came to sprint. And I seen him coming up, I can't run, my body's fucked. So then I come to second, but top 3 I qualified to go into Ulsters. And yeah, so that happened to me, and I was fucking raging, obviously, because obviously they're all wearing running shoes, and I'm wearing just normal shoes, but they all have the wee spikes and all. And I'm sitting there
Yeah.
like, what? I feel out of place here, but I was first for a full lap, and I was like, I'm winning this easy. Everyone, I come from a small school compared to all the schools was there, coming undergraduate, and all the people are watching, like, oh my god, our school's actually going to win something, and I'm sitting there like, bossing it, like absolutely smashing it, and then out of nowhere, some boy comes up and just takes over, and I'm like, oh, no way. But I qualified for the next round. I might as well tell you the rest of the story. Got qualified for the next round, and got the Ulsters, and then came second again, and then it came to the last one, which is All Ireland. Oh no, sorry, I'm a liar. There was that one, and then there was another one, and I came second. But then I was in Ulsters. I'm getting top 3 in Ulsters. You may get through to All Ireland for the 800-meter sprint, and the first gunshot goes off. Boom! Jack goes in for the inside lane. What happens?
You trip.
I don't know who it was. Tripped me. Like done about 3 roly polies. Like
Did someone trip you?
yep, done about 3 roly polies. Before I start, everyone trying to get in the inside lane. 4 roly polies. So there's me sitting there last. Like after getting up, I'm just looking like half lap ahead of me. I'm looking like, did I continue, or do I just walk off, or like what do you do? So I'm sitting there like for a good. It took me through a few seconds. Like, fuck it, I'm going to finish it. So I caught up. I didn't take over anyone, but I caught up in the sense it didn't look like a big gap or nothing by the end of the race.
Right.
But as soon as it came to the last wee bit, we actually crossed the line. I just walked across it. I was like, oh, I felt like everyone let the people down. And I was like, oh, fuck's sake. So crossed the line, and there was about fucking 1,000 people in the stand bit, and it's just not when the first place crossed the line, but when I crossed the line, everyone gets up and starts clapping. I'm sitting like, oh, it's even worse. Like I'm already embarrassed as it is.
No, that's a proper cool story. That's like a wee Rocky moment, lad. Someone tripped you at the start of the race.
Yeah, it was literally all taken inside lane. The fucking done a road pulley. I got up and was like, fuck, I might as well. I think there's a video of it as well. It's just pretty aching, but I don't actually have it. But yeah.
Did he trip you on purpose?
Nah, I don't think so. No,
Oh, I thought you meant he done it on purpose, lad. You know what I mean?
Nah,
He thought because he knew
you
would have
I
been.
don't know. There was 30 people all taking the inside lane. And
Yeah.
someone would clip me. And I'd done about 3 fully pulleys, got up. And by the time I got up, there was already half lap ahead of me, so I don't know who it was. No, kind of.
Yeah, I get you. That's sick, though. That's
a
proper
good
sick.
story, but I felt like I let everyone down, and the fact they all start clapping. I know they meant in a good way, but I was sitting there like,
yeah,
it makes it even worse.
Right, give it a rest here, folks.
I know. As well, the school made it up as if it was such a big thing, because ours, obviously, I went to Crumlin Integrated. They didn't really get much, fitness or like apart from Paul Smith or anything. They don't really get much success. So I was the only one. I was the only this time when I got the next event. There was no one else there apart from the 2 teachers that came down with me, because obviously when I haven't had classes, but they had paid for my taxi to get there, and obviously got me my Crumlin Integrated clothes and all the rest of it. And see before as well, when I first done it, we didn't do any warm up or anything. Had the fucking PE teacher do me proper laps and all, and get me ready to go, and then that happened.
Yeah. Oh, it's a nightmare, like, but I will.
But we're talking about running. No, I do run the odd time, like.
Yeah, fair.
How did you find? I was just on before this podcast. Me and Danny were talking, and Danny said he run an 8K there. How'd you find it?
Yeah, mate, it was actually sweet. It was actually dead. I've been dead surprised like how decent my fitness has been for running. I think I've kept like a all right level of fitness. But as I was saying, the hardest part of the run, mate, was just like kind of my feet and like the rash in between my legs, you know what I mean, from rubbing off. So I need, obviously it's an easy fix, so I'll sort that out. Then I want to actually proper try and run one like decently fast to see where I'm actually at. Do you know what I mean?
100%. What's the furthest distance you've ever run?
I don't know, to be honest, mate. Probably like 10K, maybe a bit more. I've never ran like a proper like race or a park run or anything like that, but it would be something would be cool to get into. Like running's class, I think it's actually like half enjoyable. Like you can have decent tunes on that. Know what I mean?
Ooh, there's one for us, son. I don't actually. Maybe if I'm doing a short run, maybe, but see if I'm doing a long run that involves 10K or more. Normally I would do 10K or 5K, one or two, like, but that's the main ones. But if I ever do 10Ks, I always do either a podcast first before music, or just some motivational speaker talking like David Goggins or fucking who do you call the guy who talks? I don't know his name. You'll know him straight away. Anyway, I listen to all them like motivational speakers and then listen to music or podcast and music after.
Yeah, but so what are you asking me? What music do I listen to?
I know, isn't like, would you ever listen to a podcast instead, or?
Right. I don't know. I haven't tried, to be honest. I listen to podcasts the odd time in the gym, but I feel like I don't fully listen to the podcast because I get distracted from what I'm actually doing. I mean, maybe a run would be different because you're kind of just doing the same thing the whole time, but it wouldn't be a half bad idea. Like,
see, for everyone watching this, right, including yourself, Danny, obviously, for anyone watching this, see when you're on a run, a song that you haven't listened to in a while that gets you fucking, going. Like, is it just me or to get an extra energy boost when you're running? When a good song comes on,
I do like, you know what I mean, when a banger comes on, you're like, right, let's go.
Yeah, you get an extra wee bit of kick and you're like, oh, that's me.
Yeah. Or do you ever get when you're running through like a town or something and there's like a load of people about you want to run fast, you don't look, you like, it motivates you so much. You're like, right, I can't run slow past all these ones here, like.
And I feel like everyone watches will 100% relate to that, because see, you're on the main street, you just run faster, but you don't even feel like you're running faster, but you are, because you feel like, oh, if I don't, I'm gonna look like I'm, you know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
See, as well with running, I don't know if you do, but see, when I get the long distances, I get the point where I've got what I need to get done. So 10K was maybe best years ago, by the way, but when I get 10K, or maybe even when I get the 8K or something, I always aim for like the tree in front of me. If I can get that tree, then boom, and then I'll move to the next
Yeah.
tree. Or if there's a lamppost, get that lamppost, right? Once I get there, I'll be like, right, I've already got that lamppost, right? That lamppost in front of me, I'll get to. And that's when you know things are getting hard. I do that. Also, something you'll realise that I do, which is probably not safe to do, like, to be honest, like, I close my eyes.
You close your eyes
Not mad, isn't it? Yeah.
when you're running?
When I do bleep tests or like at a long distance, if I'm on like a safe road and or a thing, or I said sometimes I close my eyes like for not long, like I just close my eyes for like a couple of seconds and then open them. I don't know why that is. I think I'm the only person that I know that does that, to be honest. Like when it comes to bleep tests or something for me, I remember we were doing a bleep test with Belfast Mad, and there was 3 different classes, and I'd obviously came first in my class, but I didn't win. And I always win bleep tests, always. Like all primary school, I always won it, but I didn't win this time. I was raging about it. But when I found things got tough, when I was trying to get that next line, I always, once I got that line, turned around and going, I closed my eyes for a couple of seconds and then go and close my eyes. And it's really weird. Maybe that's just me. Like I'm wanting to give up. Like, I want to just stop, but maybe when I close my eyes, I'm like, right, like I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. That's what I do. Weird, like.
Yeah. No, I definitely relate to you in the sense I don't close my eyes, to be fair, but like you set like a small goal in your head just to get to there. Like you'd be like, right, I'll take a rest once I get to them traffic lights. Then you get the traffic lights, right? I'll take a rest in the next next traffic lights until you're like the whole way home. Do you know what I mean? Like you just keep setting goals.
Yeah, maybe in the bleep test wise, maybe it's my head getting dizzy. Like maybe my head's getting dizzy because I'm lack of water and just moving left and right, like on the out kind. Maybe that's why I close my eyes and I try to distract myself maybe from the dizziness maybe, but I don't know. But it's a great way to look at running when you get the long distance. 5K alright, like, but soon you get the long distance, you're like struggling, you're like, oh, and then once your shot one comes in, you're ground, like.
Yeah. Here, talking about 75 hard, right? Have you found like since doing it, like kind of obviously the productivity, it's kind of all based around productivity and being disciplined and consistent. Do you feel like it's kind of seeped into like other aspects of your life, say like with your work or with other things?
To be honest, no, because I would already train twice a day during the week. Why? Well, weekends, I think it has. Like some today, Sundays, and Sundays, just not Saturdays, but Sundays definitely, because Sundays normally I really lazy day. But if I can, on a Sunday, it makes me at least do something rather than nothing when it comes to that, you get me?
Yeah.
Like when I say lazy, as in, I mean, like I don't train. I just relax, do work and stuff that way, but I don't do any training. But at least that way it's got me to do something rather than nothing. And I feel like it helps a lot when you're like, trying to stay on track with calories and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I find that
it's also a really good way of getting away from work. Assuming you've been there too long, you're sitting like, it's good to have a wee break up, like a break away from it.
Yeah, because I found like from doing it, like it's made me so much more productive. See, if I catch myself sitting on my phone for like say 5 or 10 minutes, I'd be like, right, I've shit to do. Just go over and do it, get it started. So like I think it's definitely, as like not even thinking about it, like or on purpose, like it's cut my screen time down a good bit. Like
100%. But I still haven't given that a go, Danny. About taking my phone out of my work environment. I've had my timer. I do it that way. I don't go on my phone, but see the fact that I still hear the messages, it's still there.
Yeah.
I feel like anything that involves work, I might keep it on my laptop, and then anything that involves, well, not editing and stuff, but like stuff like that, and get my phones out of the room. I want to give that a go. That's something I definitely want to give a go.
Your phones, that's probably why it's so hard, mate, because you've about 10 of them.
Like one I don't even use anymore. I just haven't switched over stuff on the other one, and then that's one of the reasons why I got 2 phones. Believe it or not, was to have like a separation of work and relax. If you know what I mean. It makes sense, but does it work? Yeah, it definitely does. That's handy like that way. It's so handy because then you're like, you're right. You're on this. You're relaxing. You're on this here. You're getting stuff done. I think.
Nah, I completely, sorry, I completely understand what you mean, to be honest.
Did you say that you were going to get back to MMA or thing or anything this week? Have you got back down?
Yeah, so I haven't been overly back, to be fair, but I'm going back this week. Ben's been pestering me because he needs someone to spar, so I'm letting him down. So I need to get back to sparring, which is going to be hectic because it means I'm going to have to run and do a 2 hour session. I'm kind of waiting until my test's over because studying is my main priority at the moment. So if a test on Tuesday, today's Sunday for anyone listening, just to make it a bit clear, I have a test on Tuesday and a test on Thursday. So once kind of that's done, I can definitely fully construct my daily routine, to make it more effective, because literally my days have been spent obviously doing a 75-hour day and in between just studying all day long. Like,
Do you know what the best thing is about going to the gym and going for runs?
what?
The fact that you can go basically whenever you want, compared to MMA, boxing, and football. They're all Pacific.
Yeah,
But with them, you can go whenever you want to go or whenever you plan. You know, I feel
it's
like
most convenient for you. Like,
yeah, it's so much more handier. Like having to wait, right? I have to wait till like 7 o'clock at night for football or 7 o'clock for. I like doing cardio more and nighttime and wasting the morning or
same.
thing. But I'd like just maybe walk back to back or like get them away and stuff, or like differently and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, that's definitely what I want to start implementing as well. Kind of maybe once my tests are over, just as we've talked about kind of in the last few episodes, eating a frog. As soon as I get back from the gym, just go straight out for a run instead of just going for a run in the evening. But at the minute, I can't kind of afford to split it up. So I have been splitting it up. Maybe do the run at lunchtime, and then the evening I have free to kind of just do work and stuff. But I would love to kind of get to that point where I just do them right back to back. Like,
I think that's handy though. Like it's good having doing the gym and then working and then right. I need to, instead of relax, you need to do something that involves giving you more energy. Like you go on a run, you'll feel like you have more energy after. Maybe I mean, I just
yeah,
need a boost. So maybe it's good that way, breaking it up. But maybe I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
yeah.
You've been saying you've been getting up earlier? Have you found that?
Um, Mate, it's made me so much more productive. Do you ever get when you kind of wake up late, you're like, oh, I hear the day's already over. There's no point in me even starting this today. I'll start tomorrow. See,
Yeah.
since I've been waking up early, my days have just been so much more productive. Like, I've been waking up at like throughout the week, like Monday to Friday, I was waking up like at 5:30 every single day, going straight to the gym, coming back, getting a good breakfast, then straight into studying. At the weekend, I've kind of woke up a bit later. Like, well, to wake up yesterday, I woke up yesterday at like 6:30 or something. So like an hour or so later. And then I had a massively productive day yesterday, going out to run and studying and all. So it's I personally I find that I'm the type of person, if I do wake up early, like I will be a lot more productive. Do you know what I mean? Because I kind of put it off the next day because I feel like, oh, the day is basically already over, so there's no point in starting the day. Like,
100%. What I've struggled with the most is finding knowing what work actually needs to be done. If that makes sense, like, is this actually benefiting me? This work I'm doing, or is it should I be doing something else that's more beneficial? But what is that? I don't know. So maybe that's just me. But I
yeah,
I not before this call, but over Saturday and Sunday. No, maybe just Sunday night. But I talked about calendar
mm-hmm.
on your phone. So I've got like fucking. If you can see, don't know if you can see.
No, it's not. Oh, yeah, yeah,
I basically just got everything from Monday to Sunday. I've got everything planned what I'm doing. So then, if say I get the point like, what is that I should actually be doing, kind of thing. That way I have it all planned out. I know, right, this is what I meant to be doing. I know if this actually benefit me, the work I've wrote down. I don't know. That's the thing, but at least I've got something that I know I'm meant to be doing, kind of thing. If that makes sense.
yeah. We were kind of talking about this before the call when me and you were on the phone, about like you were talking about like you feel like, oh, you're learning stuff that you don't specifically need to learn. But it kind of goes back to what we were speaking about at the start of the podcast about the basics and the fundamentals, how important they are in order to build a base off. Like, when I read through my lectures, there's so much shit. You're like, right, they're 100% not gonna ask me this in the test, but like you need it in order to build off for like the next piece of information that will be in the test, like the formulas and like the maths of the actual thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. No, I know where you're coming from. Like,
Even like how would like I could think of an example like kind of specifically towards like the industry you're in, like as you saying, the basics and the fundamentals are calorie deficits and calorie surpluses and for losing weight and gaining weight. But like you can't kind of like get to like say like a highly advanced like 5 day training split to lose weight or gain muscle without implementing them. If you I don't know, that probably might not translate over. You have a lot more knowledge than me of that industry, so
no, I 100% get where you're coming from. Like, I do understand what they're trying to say. There's like there's the main thing you need to know, but there's also wee things around it that interfere with the main thing. If you get me?
Yeah, it
So
actually.
like the main thing is always the thing you need to know, but the wee many things around it you also need. It'd be really handy to know because that might branch off into the wee things. I know I kind of get what you mean.
Yeah, it acts like scaffolding, holding like that them key information pieces in place.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But here, Jack, here's a point I want to discuss. Right, obviously 75 hard. It's the whole. I know we've been talking about it the whole podcast, but like this is kind of like a different topic, just like off the back of it. Obviously, there's like the things in like 75 hard is like cutting out bad food, alcohol, a lot of disciplinary like exercises, like, and what's the word, routines. So like this is the point Maria said to me about, like, maybe to discuss, was things I've decided no longer benefit me. What are things that you've decided, Jack Gray, that no longer benefit you, that you've cut out, or you're working to cut out or minimize within your life?
During 75 or just in general?
Just in general, that, or 75, you take your pick.
I'd say no porn, but I wouldn't say like I watch, like I don't really watch porn now. Being honest, I don't really watch porn, but I would say porn I don't watch at all, like anymore. Like recently, anyway. No, I'd say a good, like, you're talking a good 7 months, 8 months. I haven't watched porn in, like, so I'd say that's something that's definitely beneficial. Because what are you doing? Staying out and watching some people you don't even know, and then it's see the actual content of it. It actually is a little balls, like, you think about, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, I'd say that's definitely beneficial time wise and just productivity wise. Having more energy when you, in my opinion, anyway, what I found. But that there, I don't know about the chocolate one because I enjoy that chocolate, like, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe it's overdoing it.
Yeah.
Overdoing it is definitely something I found is not beneficial for me. It's good to have a wee bit, but you can't have your cake and eat it. Like, isn't like the whole fucking cake. You have a steak and have the full cake. Like, basically, that's
I know. I get you.
Other stuff would probably be scrolling maybe too much on the phone.
Yeah.
You get caught so easy. Like, the algorithm's literally designed for you to
Keep
stay
you sucked in
for as long as possible. So they're literally giving you the best videos they think that you'll like the most, like, instantly. So it makes sense. But I feel like that's definitely a trap that is no longer serving me, and I'm trying my best to cut it more. So I'm trying to do my best, to be honest. I told you the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
So like go ahead.
I'll work away. I know what you want to say, but go ahead.
The YouTube thing. So I have two different channels. One has all beneficial content. One has stuff that I enjoy watching, but it's not really beneficial. So I do the stuff like that there. But I'm trying my best to, like, so the non-beneficial stuff I only watch. Try my best only watching the weekends anyway, and then during the week is only that one there. So then I feel less inclined to watch it at all because I can either watch beneficial or I can just do something else. So podcast is normally go to, like.
Yeah. Iman Ghazi was kind of talking about this in his new video. He was talking about, like, based on like the I don't know what I try to say, their daily average of like what people spend scrolling a day, that by the time they get to say like 70 or 80, that they all, like, accumulated and all added up, will have spent 30 years, like 30 years of 24 hours a day. By the time they get to 70, scrolling on their phone, if like the average time a human spends scrolling a day keeps up, it'll be 30 years that they've spent scrolling. 30 years that they have wasted. 30 years.
I seen that video too, and I think that statistic and that stat, that is fucking mental. But I think
it's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think, like, see, because the way the world's going, you make money online and you can work online. So I wonder if that comes into play with that. If you get me, that stat.
Yeah, I get that figure, but like even if that figure, say a third or a half of that, 10 or 15 years, that is still mental. Like, people like just scrolling through TikTok or YouTube or social media, whatever it may be, whatever platform it is. Like, think of the much skills and much, like, kind of career paths you could master in that time that you've spent scrolling. Or, like, obviously some people don't want that 100%. I agree, but like, like say you're trying to be productive and you are trying to build something, like scrolling is if you're still scrolling like that much, like it's definitely not beneficial towards you. And I'm guilty of it as well, to be honest.
We're all guilty of it, like, to be honest. But then that stat, I wonder if that's like, is it actually scrolling or is it like actually doing work? I'd say it probably is scrolling, like, to be fair, like, but it could be
Yeah,
like working on your phone, you know. It could be actually like doing stuff that's benefiting you, like, and learning. It could be online class, you know, stuff like that. But then again, I doubt it's, I don't
the
think
whole
it's,
population's doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's mad, to be fair. But we were talking about things that I've decided no longer benefit me
So,
anymore.
Danny, not
Things
that I can think of on the top of my head, but if I can think of any, I'll let you know. But what are the things that no longer benefit you?
um things that I've decided no longer benefit me would be definitely scrolling's a big one, which what you said there. Um, I wouldn't say like I didn't really like drink all the time. It would be every couple of weeks probably, but like definitely drinking as much. Like, and then another one is that I've definitely found in the last week is not prioritizing enough. A, my sleep, and B, like a fitness routine. And like before, like kind of 75 hard, I wasn't training, and like I was like being so unproductive, and like when I'd be like unproductive and lazy, like I don't kind of get in my head, but I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Like I kind of get like frustrated.
Feel like you have less clarity, maybe, is that the word?
Yeah, literally like clear thinking and stuff, and like seeing the in the last week, like I feel like not that I've been the happiest I've ever been, but
More
like
purpose.
yeah, accomplished, I would say, in the last week of being productive from just doing the 75 hard. I think it's like been one of like the best things like I've done in a while, just in terms of thinking for like clarity, and also like being productive and not like just sitting on the phone all day scrolling, which ends up just leaving you like you melt it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you feel like you have more direction and purpose, and you feel like you're moving forward, and rather than staying the same or moving back, kind of.
yeah, and kind of going back to what you were talking about, waking up early and stuff. I heard like a quote recently talking about a guy used to like wake up early one day, maybe 2 or 3 days, then I would just go straight back because I wanted to stay up late, just no, I mean just stay up late watching videos or talking to my mates or whatever it may be. But what I heard a quote recently being like, discipline is the best form of self love. I'm like, because that's what makes it so hard for me to go to bed early at nights is the lack of discipline. But when I have discipline around it, you wake up early and you feel so much better. So like discipline is the best form of self love. Like I'd be like, right, this is discipline. Me going to bed early, and I end up going to bed at, like say 10 or 11 o'clock. Like Jack, the other week we were kind of talking about in this podcast. I was like, oh, I assumed that one of the rules of the 75 hard challenge was that you had to go to bed at a set time and wake up at a set time. I was like, oh, that's going to be one of the biggest factors of why I feel like I won't be able to complete it or do it. And now, like, I didn't have that as one of my goals. I'm doing it anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I get you. I think that falls into play with everything. Yeah, I'm just, most people are different. Some people can wake up at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, 11, or even 12 o'clock, and they can work later on. Work the same amount of time. But for me personally, I just prefer if I wake up early, it sets the standards for the day. I've already, if I woke up early before anyone, or like just if I wake up early, I feel like I'm already ahead. I'm already right. I've got a load of hours here before most people are getting up. So I've already got I've already got eating the frogs. I already started eating the frogs, you get me? I already feel that sense of what's the word? You know,
Accomplishment.
accomplishment. I already feel like a sense of urgency because I'm up for everyone else. So I can get right and get all this shit done. No one's up. No distractions. It's the main one about this. There's no distractions. No one else is up. No one's texting you. No one's getting a wee email going off. No one's. That's the main one for me. Like no distractions for me. We're fine.
Yeah,
I know if ADHD doesn't help me, but I mean, I don't really, I can't set a piece. I'm like fucking moving, blah. So we're five in the mornings when no one else is up, no distractions. That's something that, is helped me, like, 100%.
yeah. I think another thing that kind of plays into it as well. You talking about the no distractions. Another massive thing. I don't know if you feel it, but like I feel it is like a sense of competitiveness in the sense like you wake up and you're walking to the gym at 5:30 in the morning. You're like, I know the people that I'm potentially competing against in the future aren't walking to the gym at 5:30, and I'm the one walking to the gym at 5:30. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Like,
You feel like,
you feel like a boss, mate. And you get outside the gym at 6:30, and you're like, and you know what? What's mad? I've already done a workout. I've already done an hour studying, and literally no one else is up that are around my age.
yeah,
I'm just like,
literally.
just sitting there like, lad, you know. And then I go and do an hour bit of work, blah blah. And by the time I've already done all the hard stuff I don't like doing, or I don't like as much doing, by the time
They're only getting up like,
for me, it's like breakfast between 8:30 and 9. If I can get all that hard stuff done by 8:30, like not hard, but like all the stuff I don't really like doing, like revising and stuff, then I'm like, right, these boys are only getting up, and I'm having breakfast. I've already got, you know, that kind of thing. That's the way I get on, like, anyway.
yeah, I 100% agree. You've already done this stuff in your day that you knew was going to be the least enjoyable. And the rest of the day, you're just like, right, I'm already ahead. Do you know what I mean?
100%. What I'm finding hard at the minute is the 9 to 5 period. What I actually have to work on. Like, there's wee stuff like I know I need to text people in DMs, make sure fucking all that stuff, and you know, like wee stuff I know I need to be doing, right? And that's grand. I've got that done. And then I'm thinking, what is it I should be doing now?
Yeah.
It's like you're like, what is I meant to be doing? Even if you've got a plan to write down, and even if you have a calendar to write down, you know what you should be doing, right? Which is grand. But the thing you think you're meant to be doing, is that actually worth doing? Is that actually like benefiting me? It's like so hard to know. But I suppose you're not never gonna know until you do it, and then like after see if there's rewards from it. If it goes kind of.
Yeah, what I 100% agree with you. I get that all the time. But what do you think that's kind of down to? Like a lack of like structure, or like a lack of like a clear path, and like a cookie cutter like kind of step process to follow, or what do you think it's down to?
A clear path. If you've ever listened to my stories, or like listen to the way I work things, see if us as humans, we love to see progress. If I can see progress and know that I'm moving forward, I'm so motivated. I'm motivated, so disciplined to get to that. Even if I don't want to, I know it's going to move me forward. So I'm already doing it. I can do it even if I don't want it. But see if I already don't have that vision of like I'm actually progressing, then I can look at that work and be like, is it actually worth doing? Is that even going to move me forward? If you get me, is that even progressing me? Is that even the way? But vice versa. For example, when I first started the business and I started watching them videos and I actually started acting upon them, I knew that they were going to benefit me because I knew I was going to be moving forward. So even on the days I didn't want to do it, I was getting it done. But on the days
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm like at a point now where I'm like, right, what does I actually need to be doing, right? And I'm like, is this actually moving me forward?
Yeah.
So there's no discipline behind it because I don't know if it actually is progressing, if you get me.
Is it because like you're kind of not instantaneously seeing the results of the work that you're putting in on them small tasks that you feel like aren't adding towards, like, say, your the outcome that you expect?
Yeah, 100%. Like, even if it's the smallest thing ever, I know that is making me at 1% or half of a percent better. But with stuff, for example, I was saying there about stuff I don't know why I'm focusing on it. If this is the right thing I should be doing, kind of thing. Is this the right, kind of thing? I don't know if that's making that 1.5% better. So then I'm like already unmotivated, but I'm already, is there any point being disciplined to do that if it's not going to move me forward? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I was looking at it like this kind of lens into this perfectly, what we're talking about. Like, you've obviously read the Diary of a CEO book by Stephen Bartlett, haven't you?
Yeah, very good book.
And one of the points, the key points, or is it the 12 rules? I don't know which one it is. Not 12 rules of Jordan Peterson, but the Stephen Bartlett one. Talking about, don't ever get the famous saying, "Don't sweat the small stuff." He talks about sweat the small stuff, because it's the small stuff that you feel like has no significant value to what you're doing is actually, like, as I've gone back to what we said, is like the foundation holding up absolutely everything. And he was talking about this in his recent video, like at his, like, obviously Dara CEO team, they look at like the smallest details like the people wouldn't look at. And it also goes back, so I keep jumping topic to topic here, it's just so much thoughts I have about it. Do you ever get the way in the Atomic Habits he talks about, like, what's like one wee small thing that you could tweak in order to to receive like a massive change in outcome, but like built up over space of time, like it compounds massively.
Yeah, I know what you're on about, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But like,
But it's
I
just
think,
knowing if them small things that I'm doing is actually accumulated to something. I don't know if it actually is helping, but I'll tell you like a kind of a brief summary. So, for example, I could be making a training for my clients. Is it benefiting them? yes, that maybe someone's asked that question, or maybe they haven't even asked it, and just putting it in. Are they actually going to watch it, right? Is there actually point me doing it, right? That's just an example. Or is there an example of me building out these programs when I don't have clients to actually take on them programs? Or is
Yeah.
it smart me doing that, because that means I have them already ready to go for when they come on? But what if they aren't wanting to get them same results from that program? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I 100%. I get what you mean. Yeah, I understand
So,
it.
and that's just the first two things on top of my head. There's way more than that. There's like fucking sales. Should I be texting these people to try to get them in the door? They're actually clients that I actually want to have. You know, it's like stuff like that. That's so many things. That's literally just top of my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't have like an opinion to comment on that situation,
Yeah.
because I've never been in that situation with the one that you're going through with the kind of like your clients and your PT clients and stuff. But I don't know, to be fair. I think maybe it's like, it's obviously it's all part of a learning curve. It's all a massive learning curve. So maybe,
100%, like,
yeah. So in the future you'll know whether or not. You know what I mean, it's just a learning experience.
100%. We talk a lot about mentors, so they right. So, what do you think they are vital to have? Like, I think we have talked about it before, but do you actually think that they are like essential? Well, I think we've talked about it before, haven't we? Of saying like it basically cuts out half the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think they 100% are beneficial to have, but obviously there's a lot of online who are kind of just like like a scheme for them personally to make money. But I think it's choosing the right mentors. But sometimes I've actually been thinking about this a lot recently. Is like sometimes the path that's least traveled is the path that will ultimately bring you to greatness. Do you know what I mean? It's like people people kind of look like, even as talking about like what we've been talking about this whole podcast, like people want the results instantly, but realistically, in order to get the experience and get the knowledge that them people that your mentors have, yes, they can tell you it and you can take it, but to actually take it in and take it word for word and heart and feel like you've experienced it, sometimes you just need to go through it.
It was weird you said that, like that. There was a thing you said there that reminded me of what happened today. My brother goes to us. I think we're walking the wrong way, because we were walking around the park, but everyone was walking towards us or jogging towards us. And we were walking the opposite way, the way around. And I says, "Oh, I don't think we're going. I think we should be walking the other way, because everyone's going that way." And I goes, "If you keep on doing the same thing as everyone else, you get the same results as everyone else. So if you want to be different, go the opposite way." And that's what's basically saying. Like, I was like, if
Yeah.
you keep on doing what everyone else is doing, you're going to get in the same places, same scenarios as what they're going to be going. If you go a path that they're not normally going, then you'll get a different outcome. Well, no, I mean, so I thought that was related to what you were saying there. But yeah, no, it's interesting, because it was related to the topic I was nearly saying to my brother when we were on that walk earlier.
Yeah. But here, Jack, I think you know what it's time for. We're kind of getting towards the end of this episode. So
Before we get into it, hopefully I'm gonna hopefully clip this and just whack it up on our Snapchat story, or not Snapchat story, sorry, Instagram story. Um, is there any? We've talked about guests. We want to get guests on, maybe once a month or something. A guest on once a month, just to build up that way, kind of, or something like that. Is there anyone in and around who you know who would come on? Let us know. We'll try our best to get them on, obviously. As well, same topics as well, different topics, or maybe you don't want to talk about stuff we're talking about now. Maybe you want to talk about something different. Let us know, kind of thing.
yeah, 100%. And as literally what Jack said there, if there's people you feel like would come on and you feel like would be a good fit to come on, 100% say to us, comment below or text us on Instagram, and we'll sort something out with them.
100%. Well, yeah, before we're getting the quote of the day, I think we should get into our biggest win and biggest challenge of the week. So I'll start. So my biggest challenge of the week would be knowing what to work on, which we've been talking about there now. Like, what is stuff that's going to move me forward, that 0.5%, that 1%. That'll be the hardest, biggest struggle of the week. My biggest win of the week would be, can I say the ice baths 3 days in a row? You can't really say it, like, for a free podcast in a row, like, or 2 months. My biggest win of the week would be seeing a vision more with my clients, if that makes sense. Like, visually seeing their progress. I'm using an app at the minute, but I'm also using Trello. Trello's like an organizational app, and I like write down every time they check in, I write down their weight, of their average weight each week. And the fact that I can visually see their weight, either going down or going up, whatever their goal is, I can visually know when to make adjustments. I already did, but like just I can more visually. I've got more of a insight now because I've got daily check-ins now as well as weekly. I've got more of an insight, so I know for 100% fact that they're moving in the right direction, and if they're not, I know 100% fact I can adjust that to make them get to where they want to be. I've got more of a vision of seeing that now, so it's a guaranteed fact that if they just listen to what I tell them, they're gonna get to where they want to be more, which is good because insight. But Danny, what is your biggest win and biggest challenge?
I'll start off with my biggest challenge of the week to end on a positive. Sure. I'd say my biggest challenge this week has kind of been definitely the sore feet from running, and B, the chub rub between my legs from running. Easy fixes that can be corrected, which will be corrected this week. Then my biggest win would be definitely how productive I've been this week, mate. It's been absolutely insane. It's one of the most productive I've been maybe in, say, the last definitely 6 or 7 months. But it's weird because I was kind of saying earlier, like, I know I'm being so much more productive, but if I even allow myself to sit on my phone for like 5 or 10 minutes or doing something, like I have like this, like, I don't know, like ADHD. It's like, right, I'm still not doing enough. I'm still not doing enough. Like, it's kind of just like happy yet never satisfied. Do you know what I mean? So it's a weird kind of, what's the word, dynamic. Because I feel like no matter how productive I've been, like I've been waking up at 5:30 every single day, I still feel like I'm not waking up early enough. Do you know what I mean? It's a weird thing.
I 100% get it, but I definitely feel like I'm waking up early has done you wonders. It's good to see as well. But no one was thinking about that. I know before getting a quote of the day, but I've got an insight here, and I think that you might feel the same as the way I feel. Right? Do you feel like the more productive you are, the less time you spend with other people because you're so focused on doing your things that you need to get done? For example, if you know you're going to the gym at this time and you have to wait around for someone else, it's like, that's an extra half hour wasted just waiting for someone else, and half an hour wasted. I want to go to shop on the way home before I go home and stuff. Then that's all them add up. So I feel like when you're actually focused and actually locked in on the things you want to get done and more productive you want to be, you cut out them wee bits of slacking in the sense of, I'll just go to shop and come go with you and tell you so I can go home with you, and just them wee extra stuff or them wee extra pointless conversations you have. Do you feel like that this week that you've probably had less of that?
Yeah, 100%. Like, and when like say you are like kind of trying to do something with someone, and like they are taking like say a bit longer, like trying to get to the gym or trying to get to like go run or trying to do like an ice bath or something, you're like, you get a bit frustrated. You're like, oh come on, I need to do some. I have stuff to do after this. Do you know what I mean?
And then their reply is, oh, it's only 5 minutes. It'll not take that long. Wise up, only 5 minutes here and there, and they all add up, blah blah. And because they don't see what you see, you see, I've got this at 11 o'clock, straight after the gym. I've got this at that time, but they don't see that. They see that it's only 5 minutes. It's only 5, and that is why they're 5 minutes behind the people they want to be like, or why they're not getting to where they want to be, because they're all like, oh, it's only 5 minutes here and there, and then at the end of the day you've wasted fucking 2 hours of doing fuck all because they've been doing 5 minutes doing nothing. So
I think like kind of like the point, like definitely you're gonna get across, that kind of just struck me there when you said that, was like, when you become more productive, time becomes so much less short, if you get what I'm saying. So like, time becomes so much less. Like, obviously, when I'm trying to say, like, when you're not being productive, 5 minutes is like, oh, 5 minutes is not long. But like, when you're being productive, you're like, 5 minutes is so long. Like with that 5 minutes, I could be doing something so much more productive. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, that's actually benefiting. But have you found that for this week you've cut off talking, having them pointless conversations or them pointless half an hour wasting stuff?
To a certain extent, to be honest. But yeah, a good bit, definitely a good bit. Yeah, like there would be times I'd be like, yeah, I would get straight into work instead of like procrastinating, going and sitting talking to someone phrases. Yes, I'm still guilty of it. I've still done it throughout the week 100%, but I feel like I've done it less this week.
Yeah, I would say I found that when I'm locked in actually in the zone, I have less time to do stuff that's pointless, like.
Yeah.
On Sundays, and we're all guilty of it, like, obviously, but like less, can I? But anyway, it's the favourite time of the week.
Your favourite part, Jack Ray?
Anya Malloy.
Am I going first?
I don't ask you me go first.
Actually, I'll go first because my quote talks about what we were talking about in the last thing, you know.
No, it's right. Danny Malloy.
So,
What is your quote of the day?
so going off of what we've been talking about the last bit of the podcast about productivity and how we feel making use of your time is so significant when being productive. The quote goes, "The bad news is that time flies, but the good news is that you're the pilot."
It's mad because I put that on my story literally like
Did you?
Yeah, sure.
I actually didn't even know you put that in your story. I went and found out myself. I just
felt like the fucking dodgy push-ups after the ice bath.
what?
You know what's even funnier about it? I also made a TikTok on it. I haven't uploaded yet. It's in my saves for like upload, and it's the direct exact quote.
Yeah, I think it's a boss quote. Like,
It's so true as well. Like that's mad. Right? That's crazy. That's sick. So my quote of the day is: your dad is not only what you eat, it's what you watch, it's what you listen, it's what you read. The people you hang around with, be mindful of the things you put into your body, emotional, spiritual, and physical. So it's basically saying your dad is like, not just eating food. It's, the people you hang about with, the people you listen to, things you watch, things you actually do emotionally, spiritually, and physically. It's more than just, that kind of thing. But
100%, I agree. But yeah, I think it's time, Jack, to wrap it up. Everyone, do you have anything else to say? Sorry, before I do an outro here.
No, I'm all good to go. I'm to rock my rest of my Sunday. Beautiful Sundays.
Everyone, thank you all so much for listening. As Jack kind of said about earlier in the podcast, if you have any people that you know will come on the podcast and you want to hear on the podcast, text us or comment below in the comment section. And please, we really appreciate if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and also like the video. It helps us massively. But this has been today's The Day podcast with me, Danny Malloy, and Jack Gray. Jack, over and out, mate.
Over and out.